Here we go, folks. This is event 2 in the weekly challenge. It is volume 102, and we're just going to do 4 board challenges for these 4 days. We did imps yesterday, and we shipped a victory, and now we are doing match points today, and it's just 4 boards, so anything could happen, and we are starting with an interesting choice. A lot of people struggle when your partner preempts in front of you. What are we going to do in these situations? And what do we do with good hands like this? And what I'm looking at here is a nice 13 count opposite my partner's 6 to 10 points. Remember, that's week 2 bid is a 6-card suit. It's a good suit. And it actually is supposed to be, in this case, it's a little more wide-ranging than if we were vulnerable. When we're not vulnerable, it can be very aggressive. So the question you should always ask yourself, just get in the habit of asking yourself this anyway, especially if you're an advancing player. Do we think we have enough points for game? And sometimes it might be point count range. Sometimes it just might be, hey, are we going to take a bunch of tricks? Here we actually have a hand that is not going to make game too often. And the reason is we have a whole bunch of diamond tricks probably, but the rest of our suits are just scattered values. We don't, we may be able to make a lucky 3-no trump in this situation. And if this were imps, maybe you take a gamble and go for it. But even then, with only 13, you're flat 4-3-3. The question is, do you bid 3 diamonds or do you pass? I don't mind passing in this situation, and here's why. When I have this good of a hand, 13, I know I'm playing a best hand tournament anyway, so the opponents are less likely to come in. But also, in this case, I'm not terribly upset when they come in, unless maybe they come in with 2 hearts and we have to bid again. So this is a weird spot. Usually, with a worse hand, folks, I would bid 3 diamonds 100% of the time. Give me anything less than 10 points and I'll bid 3 diamonds, right? Even a 0 count, I'll bid 3 diamonds. Because what I know is in that situation, if I have a terrible hand, my partner's preempting, I'm serving to preempt even further. This is kind of a tough one because we're so often likely to buy it for 2 diamonds here. That pass is in the mix, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And here we go. They bid 3 clubs. I'm not willing to sell out for that, so I'll just bid 3 diamonds here and take control of the contract. 3 clubs looks like, especially if they have diamond shortness, looks like it could have been good for them. 3 diamonds, we're going to lose 2 clubs. We're going to lose a spade, and we're going to lose some number of hearts. We're hoping, they helped us out on the heart suit. That's a nice thing. And now they're breaking spades for us. We'll take that. All right, another heart. All right, so they're allowing us to draw some trump here, which we're going to take that right here. It's weird. The spade suit could provide extra tricks, but it could also be a spot where we lose an extra trick as well. I'm going to draw as much trump as I need to. Here I'm going to rough a heart just for the heck of it, and then I'm going to draw that last trump. All right, so now we know that left-hand opponent has length in clubs, and they also were the ones that were short in diamonds, right? So they only had 1 diamond. They had length in clubs. We don't really have a great read on what's going on in the spade suit. We definitely have a club loser and at least a spade loser. If this goes well for us, though, if that went well for us and then the spades broke, now we just make an over trick here. Here we're going to go down 1. The only problem is going to be is if West, if that was a droppable honor from them, if they had ace jack doubleton, they did not, right? So there's no way we can solve that. 3 diamonds down 1. I'm curious. I don't know what's going to happen. I know we can't let them play 3 clubs. And let me just drive home this point. In fact, let me get the results stream queued up here. 1 second, folks. There we go. This looks better. So it's so important that when you have support for partner's suit and you don't intend to go to game, that you raise the worse you are, right? So here, if their hands are kind of shaped more evenly and maybe the points are distributed more evenly, they're likely not bidding over 2 diamonds because our hand is so strong. But it's very close. Our hand is ugly, so 3 diamonds just would keep them from finding their fit. And that's the whole key, right? The worse you are, the more important it is that you do raise in these situations. Use the law of total tricks, right? Partner has 6 diamonds. I have 3 of them. That's 9 diamonds. We should be willing to compete to the 9-trick level. What I did is dangerous because now when West does have a bid to make, they may be able to find a suit that they fit well in and then outcompete us in a way. I'm not as worried about it in this situation because a lot of times I might just be beating some of those contracts, especially if they, let's say, find a spade fit. We're loving that situation. So when you have a better hand, it's not as important as you bet, although it is so important to raise partner, especially the worse you are, the more often you will do it. I know that's counterintuitive, but that's preemptive betting for you, folks. You're trying to get in their way as meaningfully and as obstructively as possible. I don't even know if those are real. I'm not sure if obstructively is a word, but we'll just go with it. You know, if I remember, I'll Google it later. Tell me in the chat. One club to me, was not an English major for sure, but this is the most normal spade overcall ever. Don't preempt in this situation. You have a 12 count, right? So this hand is really good. It's not a preemptive hand. This shows a preemptive raise, right? So this is a bad hand with 4+ spades. We do have 10 trump, but we're not likely to make a game here. And the only way we would be willing to bid it is if they pushed us there. And when they're short spades, I don't have a lot of defensive tricks. I know my partner has a bad hand, so this seems like it could be a reasonable sacrifice. However, we are vulnerable, so going down one is important in this situation. Let's see. We have 2 diamond losers. We have 1 heart loser, and we have other losers potentially in clubs and maybe in spades if things are really terrible for us. What happened in hearts? Lefty doubled, and then they had some heart stuff, so... whatever, let's take these hearts and draw some trump. I'm hoping, yeah, there we go. Very much hoping that the trumps are dividing evenly here. And now I just have entries over to that dummy now as well. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the 5 to the 10. And now I have the 8 and the 6 of spades as entries, and I need to play clubs. Okay, good. We're going to go down at worst 1. And we're going to go down 1. So there we go. The clubs are not setting up for a pitch in hearts, as you see. Yuck. All right, but there's our heart play. Looks like they had 1 spade loser and maybe 2 club losers against hearts. So hearts is making, and we are down 1 for 200. Let's take a peek, make sure of that. There is. So what would we lead? We lead the ace of spades, and then we look at that dummy and say, "Oh my God, what do we do?" Well, leading from our hand is pretty brutal. We can't really lead a club. They could just duck that. They're just going to knock out the ace of hearts and run a bunch of tricks. So happy to play 4 spades there. I'm wondering, this player could have bid 5 hearts or 5 diamonds here. They chose to do neither. Looks like they make 5, right? And diamonds for sure. And hearts also, because hearts are 3-2. I think they can just always do it. I guess we'll find out in the results afterwards, which will happen today. That's the best part about this format. Oh, here we go. We have 11 points. This is such a brutal spot. We're playing match points, right? So, and I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe board 2 is going to be a chop action, and maybe board 1. I don't know. It doesn't feel like we're doing terrible at this point. But my issue with this hand is if we pass, I know the robot's going to pass this hand. And if we pass, it's very likely to get passed out because if we have 11, no one else has more than that. And if they don't have the right shape to open, they're not going to open. And they don't open light and third seat. So we can't rely on partner to do our business for us on this hand. So this is an interesting one. I never pass it out. So if I'm in 4th seat, I'll never pass it. Here, I think the opponents can be betting sometimes. So, and I feel like we're ahead right now. So I want to do what the robot's going to do. So I'm going to pass. There we go. Okay, perfect. Partner opened a club. We happen to know that is an 11-point hand. I'm going to bid 1 no trump to show 6 to 10 balanced. They're going to bid 2 clubs to show more clubs. I mean, we could really have some fun here. Well, here, whoa. I'm sitting there going, maybe we can make 3 no now if partner has 6 clubs and we have 11 points. If there's a good 6-card club suit. Lots of things going through my head. But remember, well, sorry. No, forget it. We still should be thinking this because our partner is the one that opened, right? So our partner is the robot. We didn't open, so this is the normal auction. Excuse me. I'm going to be weird then. I'm going to bid 2 no. And now we're just playing 3 clubs. Okay. I guess I can't go further than that. All right. Here we don't have to cover this. Our queen can win as well, and we're going to take another finesse in that suit. In fact, yeah, let's do that right now. We happen to know the king is to our left because they're not going to lead away from the king of trumps. So no, that was just King Doubleton. Nice. All right, here's what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to lead a diamond to the king. I'm going to rough spade. I want to try to get them to lead hearts for me, right? So I'm going to now play ace of diamonds. I always have a diamond loser here. And I'm just going to give up a diamond. And now if they're out of spades, they have to lead a heart. And here now they can probably exit a spade if they want, but a heart's fine as well. Right, so now we got them to do our dirty work for us. Unfortunately, on this hand, well, we can still rough out the spade. No, if the queen fell there, we were doing business, but not happening. By the way, if the spade was good, we have a nifty little play. We would play the 3 of clubs over to the 7, and then the 10, and then play the heart. But we didn't see that honor fall, so we're just going to give up a heart and call it a day. Making 4, this seems like it's an average result for us. It seems like exactly what the robot would do at the other table. And there's that king of spades that was good over there. All right, plus 130. We'll take it. And notice, very nice opening bid by the robot there. This is first of all, it's third chair. So you would open this even if you weren't as wonderfully shaped as you are. But this is just a classic rule of 20 situation. You have 11 points. There it is. I usually don't open these sorts of hands, even in third chair for sure, obviously. But in first and second position, I pass these way more often than not because there's no reason to upgrade. When I'm flat and I have 11, I don't want to sell this as an opening bid, right? I'd prefer to just keep it as a nice invitational hand if my partner happens to open. Could we make 3 no? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can. Unfortunately, it's funny. Yeah, we can always make it. It doesn't even matter, even if the ace of hearts is offside. We can still take 9 tricks before they ever get in. The way the cards are written. So, but how did it go at their table? It probably went a club is spade, 2 clubs, 2 no, 3 clubs, and they all passed. Let's hope that's what it went, and we're chopping action on that board. The best we can do, I think, is a tie. The worst is we just lose that board if they bid some number of no trump. All right, this is a double in any book. So this is an interesting one, though, folks. I want to just clue you into one thing. If this 5-card diamond suit was a 5-card spade suit instead, right? So if we flip this shape and we make it 5 spades, just put an extra spade over here, 4 diamonds, we would always overcall 1 spade, right? But because it's shaped this way, the double is way more descriptive, right? We actually have all 3 of the unbid suits, and we are looking to play in any of them. They pick our worst suit, but when they jump in this way, they have lots of shape and value. So it's weird. If partner has shortness in spades, we can make like a boatload of clubs, but if partner has like 2 or 3 small spades, we're just might go down in 4. So here, partner's a passed hand. They didn't open 3 clubs, so we're just going to let it go. Interesting. Partner has heart length, and they do have that spade shortness over there. That's sick. What happened here? They opened, so they bid and raised hearts, so we're not in any danger there. Wow. We want to trump some hearts in our hand. They can draw some trump on us. I'm going to try this play here. Who was the opening bidder? This player was. I probably should have played a diamond towards my king at some point. We don't want to give him too much of a chance of a rough here, but there we go. Okay, we don't mind this. Let's give us a little transportation over there. We'll trump that. We'll cash the king of hearts. We'll now rough a heart low. We know that's surviving. I don't think this player could be out. Yeah, here we go. We rough with the jack now. Now we play ace of clubs, king of diamonds. That's too bad. I could have played this a trick better at least, I think. Well, it depends on where... we'll look at it in a second. We're losing 1 here, down 1. Let's get a result first, and then we'll analyze my badness on this one. Ace Jack 9. That's a rough holding to deal with there. Let's see. Give us a result, Mr. Robot. What'd we do? Error not found. Try again. There it is. We crushed them. Nice. All right. 75%. We actually went down 1 less than they did in clubs on the last board. Really nice. They had the same sacrifice that we did. And let me get us over to our third result stream here. All right, here we go. Here's a better look at the scores. We won 2 boards. It was the first board and the last board. And the first board, we were in 3 diamonds, just down 1. And what did they do at the other table? The direct raise was what got them when they just bid 4 clubs. When we passed originally, that was the win of the board, right? They got the 4 clubs. They got to make that. Clubs were dividing evenly for them when they had this many of them. So they bid more at their table because they didn't raise right away. So interesting. We won the board just by passing the first time. The second board, this is what they did. They did the same thing we did, basically, right? They passed originally, then they bid 4 spades, got doubled, and went down 1. Good sacrifice by the robots. Well done. Same auction here, I believe, right? When a club, no, sorry, this is the one. We did some weird stuff on this one. We bid a no trump to begin with because we knew it was 11 opposite 11. But here, the auction that I predicted, actually, they bid a spade, then they bid 2 no, and then they passed 3 clubs. There's our chop of action. And here, they were in 4 clubs down too. Interesting. Same auction, obviously a good double by both sides. I thought I could have made this thing, but maybe, yeah. Here it is, right? So there's our heart play, heart to that. Here's where I played the queen. I'm still in make territory. Spade is okay. There's our rough. Right, still making it. King of hearts, pitching a diamond. There, we're still in business. Still in business. There it is. Dummy. That's so easy when you look at it at the end. Right? I can just unblock clubs, right? Win the ace of clubs by roughing this, right? Now, I don't have to play a diamond even. I just play jack of clubs, overtake with the king, queen, and then draw trump that way. And it ends up dropping the 10 and the 9 is good. And then I have the good king of diamonds. All well and good. When I rough with the jack, I deprive myself of the entry to the dummy. And there it was, folks. And that's so when you've played enough bridge and screwed up enough hands as I have, you can kind of feel that, that there's something you could have done there. And that's why, to be honest, the best win for all these events, right? And I just talked to a newer student the other day, and they're like, man, I'm playing these instant tournaments. I'm getting wrecked by the robots and everyone else. When you're starting, that's what's going to happen, right? You have to kind of deal with it. But the more mistakes you make, the more kind of used to the sorts of hands that you see and used to the sorts of positions, the patterns that you're going to recognize. The more you do it, the better you get. And none of us are immune from making mistakes. So welcome to the club. And another victory for me. 2-0 now in this one. Now, I'm not going to get too excited because we're coming up on 2 more. We're going to do a non-best hand 4 board, which could go anyway. And then we'll do, I think we'll do a just declare, which is where the robots can really outskill us in those spots. They just barely, they know the hand so well, they don't get anything wrong, or they get way less wrong than human beings will. So join me for that. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon, folks. Take care.